Is man kicking? Oh no, never mind.
Yeah,
Man is not in the pool.
Yeah, I think the standard bans when you have the Kunkka mid are like the Monkey King, the Necro, and then people sometimes look at the TA with some meld build, but I'm not too sure if it honestly, BTBOOM might do it, but I'm not too sure if it suits their lineup that much. Oh, Invoker into Kunkka.
A little bit shocked there, Howie.
It's just usually picked the other way, but I think it can be a skill matchup. Like if GPK is really comfortable in this matchup, he feels like Invoker's a hero that's going to allow them to fight later on. And I mean, he has had really good Invoker performances this tournament, so I'm excited to see that. Also, I feel like he might go like 2-2-0 and then start getting Sunstrike, and they'll have the dual Sunstrike, maybe even earlier, and then that could be really interesting.
I think that's the logic they're going for, because when you were talking about how it doesn't feel like LC had enough damage, like maybe with the Muerta it is enough, Invoker corrects that with Sunstrike, even if he is having a hard lane. And if he's having a hard lane, they have the self-sustaining side laner so that Enchantress can rotate in and maybe help the Invoker play into the Kunkka.
I actually think Invoker is gonna go crosswax because they need this vessel running around here, because those both scores in the side lanes, they're gonna just farm, and they need this active hero, and they can't really afford to have a Sunstrike. But I do like the BTBOOM lineup with this Invoker pick a lot.
And it's game 3. You come out with your signature heroes, right? You bust out the LC for Pure, you bust out the Invoker for GPK, and you hope for the best. Azure, on the other hand, they're doing the same thing. They got their Brewmaster, they got their Phoenix, they have good team fight, they have their Kunkka. They're also confident in this game 3.
Well, look, if you're going to get eliminated, at least do it in style. At the end of this game, one of these teams is going to be eliminated. We'll see if it's BTBOOM or if it's Azure. As we head on in, it's game 3.
Unbelievable. Right behind us, there is a crowd that is screaming out a lot of things and got some great signs there, too. That one was amazing. My goodness.
Yeah, they're battling now with about 8 BTBOOM fans who will go to the section next to them and also scream as loud as they can. And let me tell you, there were only 8 of them, but they got heart, okay?
The signs are
LEDs going on, you know.
I like it. No, it's
they had cosplayers down here too. It's a big contingent back there cheering them on.
Well, and I will say that also this is one of those drafts where I feel like it could go either way. Was there anything that really stuck out to you? The panel really seemed to focus in on this Legion commander as maybe a pressure point where they could run into some issues. Do you guys kind of agree? What's the thought here?
I honestly think the 3 cores for BTBOOM were all a little strange to me. I think the Morphling instead of Weaver, which we've normally seen as a brew response. Legion in general this patch has been kind of undervalued. She hasn't won a game at this tournament yet. And the Invoker into Kunkka, which is generally when you pick Invoker, that's the first year you ban. You ban the Kunkka for this lane matchup. So it's something I think they're trying to go comfort, is what they talked about. The Invoker's very comfort, Legion's very comfort, Morphling. So they're just doing their own thing. And they don't really care about what Azure is doing, and they're just saying, like, we're going to outplay you in the lanes, no matter what we pick. No matter what we pick.
I think the Morphling is interesting because it does check off a lot of the same boxes of the Weaver. Like, it's a similar idea of you're going to have this overwhelming damage, mostly later on versus the Pandas. Like, I kind of picture that point of the game where, like, Pandas, like, in between, like, 12 and 18, and you just, like, split, and the Pandas just die. Because Morphling's, like, right-clicks them all down, which is pretty brutal. But the laning stage itself shouldn't be as bad as what the Brewmasters have been experiencing versus the Weaver.
Yeah, the big thing with the Weaver is you're able to kind of dodge all the slows from Brew, dodge the Cinder Brew from just taking you down, and constantly just go on the Brew as well and poke him. But the Morphling doesn't really have this ability to have like a disjoint tool. You don't want to use the Waveform off cooldown, it's way too much mana. So I think the laning honestly won't be that good for the Morphling unless there's the TORONTOTOKYO on the Enchantress.
Yeah, that's true.
Does its thing.
One of the things that I think about, sometimes there's these iconic moments in Dota that kind of happen, and one of the big things that always stood out to me was Somnus saying the word Kunkka as his answer to the Invoker that Topson picked all the way back at TI8. Now, picking that Invoker into it, Aoi was talking about, the panel was talking about this entire dynamic. We saw GPK put together really solid performances against Kunkka before. Is it the universal change that's made this matchup better? What do you think it is?
Yeah, Universal plays a part. Now you can buy Wraithband on Invoker, which gives you armor to kind of stop this harass. I also think just in general he has more damage. You can buy Bracer and Wraithband, so you have more abilities to feel stronger in the early game. And I also think that people have gotten better at the matchup, just better at hitting the Kunkka, better at dodging the cleaves, and just overall, I would say it's like a skill-based matchup, like AUI said. So I'll be interested to see how GPK gets out of this lane.
He's shown a lot of skills on Invoker, that's for sure. Devil's games there, he was dominating yesterday. I won Devil's game and then immediately died in the next one. They tried to punish him, but we all know he's got a mean Invoker here, and he wants to bring it out on the main stage whenever he can.
Somnus also goes for the double gauntlet start, which is the build you go on Kunkka when you feel like you're going to crush the lane. It makes your bottle or bracers like really slow, but you have so much damage for denying and harassing that when you do this, you really want to win the lane.
Yeah,
and
you
so
want to clutch up every
he's very
time.
confident about just how this is going to play out for him.
So far, he's doing just that. 4-3 versus 1-1. This is not how that Invoker performance went the other day. We'll get a couple of CS there with that tornado, but could be a bit of a tough one for him as this gets into the later stages. The other things to sort of keep our eyes on are going to be a couple of heroes that we haven't seen a ton of, at least so far, and that's, again, the Legion Commander. So Pure needing to deal with this early pressure, although there is already some good damage out. Gets hit by the Blood Grenade, and the overwhelming odds almost enough, but the stick charge keeps him alive.
I feel like we've almost seen more clockworks now into the main stage than we did in like the road to TI. You know, we've had a couple now popping up here, and you can see kind of a rough matchup versus the Muerta. As you're like level 1 especially, you're always trying to batter yourself as much as possible.
Oh, the calling, the chase, the push back. Low, but not dead yet. Silence. Barely able to get that separation, but you can see how aggressive you're capable of playing as Pure keeps on hitting these multi-hero overwhelming odds.
Just dropping his items and regenning. He knows he feels very confident here under their tower right now. Really getting the most out of this hero, which is what you need. Again, a winless hero here at TI, but if you can find the right situation, maybe this will be it. But gotta imagine a lot of that power is going to be in the early game, because heading in later, sure, there will be damage. You know, you got Morphling, you got Muerta, you have an Invoker there too to try and juice up even further. But we've seen how tanky these cores are able to get to, and just choosing your dual target looks really hard in this game.
Just how long fights are. It's almost never like a dual kill one hero, keep going, keep going. It's a dual, hope this guy dies. Oh, he's only half health, guys. Let's see what happens now. But now your guy doesn't have an ultimate, so I'll be surprised to see what they do with it. I think Invoker, they talked about going Exort, but I think Exort's kind of weak right now, especially when you don't have stuns in the lane for early setups. So he'll probably just go the standard Quas-Wex and play to just kill heroes with the Vessel.
See if he can even get to that position. So far, we talked about the need for Azure to win their lanes or at least come out a little bit more even. Mid is definitely winning. He is 17-7 versus 10-3. Somnus wanting to get some retribution after what happened to him in the last game. Puck performance, it was painful seeing him get taken down at those early levels.
It's so much confidence going into this matchup that we've seen, you know, counterpick so many times in your elimination game on the TI stage. Like, he wants this Invoker that badly.
There's definitely a level of confidence where you'll ask for a hero in a matchup that everyone else knows is bad on your team, and you say, I would Invoker, and they're like, don't they have Kunkka? Don't you always ask for us to ban that hero? But there's definitely a level of confidence, especially when you're playing on these big stages where you just don't really care, and you know you're going to own no matter what the situation is. So he probably even feels that if he loses the lane, he has the right hero for the game.
Yeah,
fair.
That's got to be the big thing for sure.
And in the meantime, down bottom, they do manage to find a good dead shot on save, and that's going to be first blood.
It's been looking great on the dead shots so far.
I think every single one's connected so far.
Yeah, making that
always
nice
like
and easy.
The right angles too, to push them either back or farther away from the Legion when he's battery assaulting. It's just been really nice to watch.
And you know, that's got to be the biggest pain when you see this Muerta supports, right? When they miss that, it's 120 mana. The mana pool is pretty weak. You're always seeing them like with the clarities and the mangoes. So every time that you're connecting, it's just so huge for keeping this pressure up on the laning stage.
Yeah, we're going to see this mid gap, but just going to keep growing. I think this matchup doesn't get any easier for Invoker as it goes on. When Kunkka hits level 5, the harass is just like kind of almost too much. Invoker doesn't have the old healing he used to have from Quas, so all his healing pretty much comes from Cold Snap or a Bracer. So once he gets to his half health, he never will go back up unless he buys more regen, and it doesn't look like he's doing it. So I'm honestly going to be really worried for how they kind of play around the mid, because I think they can collapse on mid with the Phoenix and the Clockwork at some point really fast.
Good job forcing him back with the Cold Snap there. That's one of those moments where if he gets uncontested behind your tower, suddenly you're also eating Tidebringers while you're right there. Will Tidebringer to secure the CS, and GBK doing a good job of keeping his distance at least for now. After the Tidebringer spam starts to come out, although careful, he might think about chasing there.
Save and Pure, we're kind of thinking about with his dive. Force the tower.
Just good pressure.
Yep.
Now Pure a little deep.
Battery assault, but won't be able to do that much more, I don't believe. Save takes a lot more. Much less tanky hero on that Muerta. And you can see that there is a lot of potential aggression, and Tidebringer will really bring down that Invoker low, but likely won't be able to find a kill unless they get some type of a X play with a TP rotation or something.
And we haven't talked a lot about bottom, but down here, things going great for Chalice. Again, like this idea of the counter pick. It's not a super pressuring one. Morphling, a very hard hero to kick out of the lane for sure.
Oh, TORONTOTOKYO. This is big. They make the move, and the Hellbear Smasher, it's going to be enough.
That's so huge.
TORONTOTOKYO, that is what they needed.
That's Ench, right? You know, that is what you need. Perhaps taking some notes from his old captain there, Poshka, right? I keep seeing those videos, Team Spirit. He's like, I told you Ench was good. Every video was the same answer.
Right. You're not wrong. That one showed the power of that hero. BTK, after getting that little bit of help, is trying to finish off that urn.
And kills like that matter so much now that the Voker, he got a free wave. He'll probably get another free wave because it pushed in so much, and his game's kind of reset to some extent. And he's going to not feel that bad. The lane matchup, as long as you're able to kill the guy who counterpicked, I say counterpicked.
Yeah. Self-counterpicked,
yeah, self-counterpicked, but he's able to get out of the lane, and once you play the game, matchups like this end up not being that bad for you. So he's going to get into the game and feel comfortable.
Wow, super comfortable on Chalice with the Centaur chasing him. It does actually look like it's going to be able to escape. The urn finish for the Invoker now. Morphling not able to apply any more pressure there. Does have level 6 on Somnus. Not easy to get in range for a boat kill with X. Are they trying to go now onto Pure? Separation gets caught now in the cogs, and no, he walked back in and is just going to die for it.
Yeah, Save was busy grabbing the Wisdom Rune for a little bit there. So Pure all alone, trying to get some safe XP, and not so safe.
It was really good cogs. It split him from the creeps, so the creeps couldn't take the battery assault, and he just went down because he was completely alone. I don't think he was expecting that to happen like that.
TORONTOTOKYO maybe thinking about another move in here. Let's have Chalice in the sights.
Hadouken!
Move in, a couple more hits, an easy bring down. Enchantress, very strong hero. And FY now going to be chased by the Ench and the Satyr. Well, the X marks the spot. Control is on to Muerta on the top side of the map. Still dropping low. Save is going to fall, but FY tries to dive. Again, Hadouken is going to be back up. Can they manage to quite hit in time? No. TP out of there.
This is really good pressure, though, from the Enchantress. He saved mid, he saved bot to some extent, and now he's kind of having two comfortable lanes, and he can kind of choose what he wants to do. Usually with Enchantress, you have two plays. It's either you constantly pressure towers with your creeps and just keep going forward, or you farm and get greedy. We've seen Poshka at this tournament destroy games on his Enchantress, like going carry mode pretty much. And did he get a rampage, or just, it felt like he got a rampage.
Yeah.
And so he can kind of do whatever. He's freed up himself and his whole team to just exist in the game and be happy.
When you don't get these plays in the late stage, it just feels so much worse. So really impressive stuff here from TORONTOTOKYO.
Oh, good hogs. Able to get him just in time, not able to hit for the calling, and with the boat down, that is going to be a kill. So Somnus cleaning one up, and now looking for Chalice. They bring him down too. So a one trade apiece.
And that's closing in on the level 6 here. Only a little bit of XP to go for Pure, so could try and get something. We talked about this duel being maybe a little bit not super solid in this game, but in the earlier parts, you know, when these heroes aren't super tanky, sometimes you can catch people off guard. But again, there's not going to be any Sunstrikes. We are still just Quaswex in here on this Invoker.
I also like that he's going to finish the Vessel before the Midas. We've seen some Invokers go the greedy, where you go the Urn so you can tell your team, like, I can rotate, guys, it's all good. But then you go back for the Midas. I think him going for the Vessel is really going to matter if he wants to kill the Kunkka, if he wants to kill the Brew or the Phoenix even. Just there's like heals and so much HP that they have in the early game that the Vessel will let them kind of chew through that.
They have a ward in behind on the tower here. And then full vision. This is just a...
He's low mana.
They want
just out of range. There's no way that he gets away from this one, surely. Zero's good, but is it going to be that good? Well, Meteor is down. Somnus will fall. GPK not going to be caught by Tianming, who's running through, and now he's also in trouble. They have FY in the area. The Icarus dive does do some pretty good damage. With the Hurricane pull back in, FY, he went too far. The duel is there.
Oh.
First one claimed for Pure.
Very nicely done. Don't see that too often. They're really early dual kills in the mid lane, so done from Pure.
We see the confidence with the Invoker, right? They kind of knew it. I think they probably knew what they want to do with the Enchantress, of bringing her mid, bringing a creep mid, pressuring the Kunkka, not really worrying about the early laning stage, and now his game is great. It's pretty much, he's evened up with the Kunkka. He's killed him twice now. He has no worries in the world. He has his Vessel, and
oh yeah,
just play the game now.
Boom. Definitely getting what they need out of this one. And 10 minutes in, have really yet to put any type of meaningful pressure onto Nightfall for this Morphling.
I mean, he's level 8.5 and Chalice just hit 6.
Yeah.
And again, much like the Weaver, I mean, I don't think you're going to solo kill on a Morphling here. You know, this is one of those carry matchups that you can't really threaten, especially when he's 2 levels up on you. So kind of a hard situation here for Chalice to figure out what to do. Because your Kunkka is also just trying to finish up Blade Mail, but I mean, he's got the boat, so I'll say that's going to be the... Oh, they have Hookshot too. All right, so some things are coming together here for Azure.
I think even killing the Enchantress, if they get it, is a good kill for them. The Enchantress killing spree, so they get the little extra XP, but it might just walk right past her.
And also, you know, there is waveform here too, so it's not even a guarantee.
They see the Rocket Flare, and now they go the Enchantress while they're also going on the other hero. Well, it didn't really look super clean, but it should be enough to take down Toronto-Tokyo in the end, I would assume.
Us?
Although, wait a minute. The dead shot does a good job, but the Tidebringer hit. Nicely played by Somnus. It is going to be Tianming dying. Lul makes the movement over. A Tornado EMP combination. It's going to drain all the mana from these big strength cores. And in the end, it's just going to be support for support.
They can't take the fight anymore. Kunkka has no mana, Brew has no mana, so they bring all their heroes bot now. 5 heroes, even the carry Luna comes to the bot lane, but they have to walk backwards, and this is kind of one of those things that feels so bad when you bring your whole team and you have to retreat.
You're getting the call there as the Luna who, you know, has 2 points in the Lucent Beam, no Eclipse, you still have to show up, and now your Brewmaster, no mana for a play here, no stick or wand, and no hope.
Hoping to get away, Sunstrike hits. And that's enough.
Nice try, Nightfall. Almost
got the kill.
Yeah,
That's Pure. Do they have anything to follow up with this on?
A lot of TPs.
No, as a matter of fact, he is probably going to get dueled here. The duel of the turn, a couple more hits, a dead shot, and another win for Pure.
Yeah, this GPK Invoker. 4-0 and 3. Well, that's a counter pick matchup anyway, right?
Oh, enough.
Who needs to win the lane?
Just need Toronto-Tokyo and Enchantress.
It's a team game.
That's right,
He
that's right.
trusted his support to gank him mid, so he was going to win the game as a team.
Toronto-Tokyo was a mid player for a long time. He knows how important that one is.
He knows how to keep his mid player happy. Right?
Exactly.
And that's what's important.
That's true.
Keeping the mid players happy.
Okay, you can agree with that. That's good.
Greatest lesson of the day.
Guys are like the rock stars, you know, the front.
9-4, 2,000 gold lead. Again, in this elimination match, I do kind of have the wondering at this point if you're sort of, as Azure feeling compelled to push the tempo. You know, I look at their lineup, and Luna going late game can sometimes be a little bit dicey. You're playing against Morphlane, which is already a scary one. How concerned would you be right now for Azure?
I think they shouldn't be concerned right now. They should be concerned about 5 minutes. The Luna still wants to use her like flash farming ability to actually get the items to take the fight, and I think just bringing her to that bot fight really hurt their game. They should let her get a bunch of gold before these fights.
Oh, nice.
Trying to run away as they're going to lose another one. Tianming is just right there, killed off Toronto-Tokyo, but they weren't able to find Lul, which was probably the kill that they were looking for.
Yeah, it was a good smoke break. So he actually protects his carry. They're now able to farm the other lanes because so many heroes show top. And it's, you know, all this is to delay the game. They need to delay, I would say, until like this 15 to 18 minute mark is when the Lunas usually shine. They get the Manta and the Shard, and they become really tanky. They can take towers, they can take objectives. And before then, I don't really think that they should make any crazy moves.
BTBOOM are going to keep it up, though, already purchasing up another smoke there for save. Keep up this aggression, and Chalice desperately trying to get back into the game. So much of this game, you know, looking at this Brewmaster, will he ever become this big Brewmaster? Who gets the Radiance? Who gets the Manta? You know, is that something he can even hope to achieve in this match? Or is he just going to be struggling this whole time trying to lift up his Luna?
I think that's always the worry, is that Brew is, even though he's people go greedy because he has such a strong teamfight spell on his ult. And you can't use items during his ult. So it doesn't really matter what you have as long as you get it off. And that enables people to go this really greedy Midas into Radiance. But the issue is sometimes you lose the game before you hit that timing.
Yeah.
And your Brewlings will die. I think, like you said, they have so much damage to kill the Brewlings in this early game that it's not even that easy for him to fight if he gets it off. And so it's a little concerning that they have this really slow draft and BTBOOM has so much early game pressure.
Well, and that was very much the recipe for disaster in game number 2, it felt like, for Azure, was that BTBOOM just got everything that they wanted early and then also had those tools to close out a game. Now, Chalice is going to get, well, he's in the area here, but they might try and wrap on him.
All of Azure is gated behind Nightfall.
They scanned it, though. They know they're back there.
And he's immediately going to try and run away.
Doesn't have a morph, doesn't have a point for it either, and they go for him.
But nice play. Tianming able to get him! And just like that, Azure back into it.
Wow, even with the scan, could not escape.
That hook shot, I think, was blind, if I'm not mistaken, too. The flare was a little bit further to the right.
I mean, that flare, you know, it got nerfed. It's hard to see these days.
Also, really good read for BTBOOM, I think, to cancel all the TPs instantly the second he goes down. We've seen a lot of times, or especially around the safe lane, that they TP to try to save the guy who's getting dove, and they all end up dying. And it's a horrible, horrible defeat. But here they lose the Morphling, they lose the tower. It sucks, but they can keep playing the game, and they can keep feeling strong.
Still only 1,000 gold separating these two teams. While there is no tier 1 tower in the mid lane for Azure to protect, you can't really allow BTBOOM to just step really aggressively forward and deny out farm. Lewis still has not been sort of forced out of the Ancients yet, but a boat, oh, this would be huge! Does it get any time? Yes, they do! Somnus, when they needed him most, comes out with a clutch one.
Oh, the back-to-back kill. Oh, but wait, will they get one in return?
GPK stepping forward. Chalice wants to get out of here, does not have ulti. They're a little bit too late, but with a little bit of help, maybe they can get a return kill. TORONTOTOKYO's there, they have the egg,
nice.
But the hook shot comes in, stops that from Pure, able to interrupt with a battery assault. Just like that, Azure, they're streaming forward, wanting to find a kill, and they will. Save, trying to do what he can, but also with the ultimate coming out on this Luna, they've got him under fire, going to fall.
Oh my goodness. Unbelievable stuff here from Azure. I got to give it to Tianming. Like the way that he's playing and stopping these ganks on the Luna, allowing Lu to stay in this game, getting this little bit of disable on the Ench, and then the hook shot to save the egg. Like,
and then another one.
And, like, he can do no more.
Tianming making the plays when his team needed him, and Somnus is able to catch there onto TORONTOTOKYO. The last couple of minutes have been disastrous for BTBOOM, and it's Azure who are benefiting.
It almost feels like these two morph kills matter so much. He dies once, they lose the tower. He dies again, and now BTBOOM feel forced to like want to take this fight. They're like, oh, they went on our morph, they use boat, we have to take this fight. We're getting picked off all across the map. And now they take a fight 4v5, and it goes horribly.
Yep, and then it just chains further, because after that second death, now we're come all the way back around where the split's back up. So Chalice can feel like he can pressure in, and suddenly like what looked like kind of a pipe dream of this Radiance is just getting closer and closer right now.
Well, and in a way, if we think again back to what has been sort of the question for BTBOOM is, can they keep their composure under these moments? Can they sort of stop the bleed from happening when things stop going their way? We'll see if they can recover over these next couple of minutes, but it's got to be scary territory in this elimination match with it all on the line. Got to see who it is that's able to step up from BTBOOM to make the moves they need.
If they're going to fight back, it's got to be Pure. Having that Blink Dagger coming out here on the Legion Commander, you imagine that that's probably how you're going to enable it. Currently, though, I think, what, 2 points Exort still on the Invoker, so you know the Sunstrike's not too spooky quite yet.
Yeah, I think it's definitely really scary, especially when you reverse these like timing drafts that they can just end the game at some point. You reverse a Luna and a Brew, and I would say that if they get this Roshan, and the Luna gets like this next set of items, they can just end the game. They can just walk down a lane, the Brew will split if he needs to, Kunkka will boat and save, and the game will just end. And so whenever you're in these positions and you start to kind of throw away these early game leads, it gets so scary because you know that this timing is coming.
Snowball possibility here, and Somnus recognizing what they're after, Xing just even small distances from tier 1. Not want to give anything Pure. They probably know this Legion Commander's on the hunt. When they look at the minimap, they don't see her around, so. Yeah. You see TORONTOTOKYO though.
Can see how contracted they're playing right now, but they are
TORONTOTOKYO microwave
gonna run through.
Behind
gets
them, though,
caught.
They all gated on the side of BTBOOM.
But can they catch this afterwards? They already used the split. The egg is down, and now Pure, he's in too far. They wanted to make a move, but they're going to be the ones that get caught. They try to bring down Tianming. The heal is there from the Supernova, from the Phoenix. Pure turns, tries to go for a duel. That was not how that was supposed to go.
Oh, FY.
BTBOOM, what's going on?
It's just getting dual damage. Okay, plus 28 for FY.
So FY reacted to the Legion blink dueling in and egg during the animation of the duel. So then the Legion kind of got stuck in no man's land and just gets cut down. That was amazing reaction.
Oh, and look at this at the 20-minute mark as well. Are they going to go for this?
The Tormentor's
doing the
go down.
ultimate ender?
They're trying.
I mean, look at this. They got themselves so many heroes here. It's so easy with the Luna. Oh, the ultimate snowballing possibility.
That's big, and that's the one that FY wanted. This is huge for Azure.
Of course.
I mean, we saw that FY piece right during the break in between these series. He was saying it's that final step that he wants to take as a player to make it again, win a TI. Got to get through BTBOOM to get there, through the lower bracket, a way that he's not used to going to the grand finals either if they can make it. But we'll see. It all has to come down to this. Can BTBOOM stall out this pressure that they know is going to be coming?
It's definitely going to be around this Aegis timing. I think Luna is really going to want to call for an Aegis timing, like a Roche kill in the next minute or two. And if they can survive that first Aegis, I think that they have a shot back into the game. And so it's basically dependent on, do they get pickoffs with the Legion? Are they able to cut the waves with the Invoker and the Morphling? Is the Enchantress able to like drag waves?
PK, they see him. Tianming, oh, the tornado! Interrupted. As interaction I didn't know about. Cog's not going to connect. Still hanging out. Bo, he goes through and gets the duel.
Oh, not this time. All right.
Pure taking a little bit of retribution for himself there. And now finding save Tianming. This is the kills that BTBOOM wanted. The back and forth that's happening between these two squads.
And they're very strong together, but you start breaking them apart, get them out of these auras, right? We've also seen some Luna lineups where they're trying to go high ground a little bit too early. That's being punished a bit here, so it is very important they get this sorted the right way.
And look at that, GPK gives the tip over to the Clockwork, and they're going to be the ones to steal this pivotal Aegis. Try and slow down that tempo that Azure is playing with.
Yeah, this is going to hurt Azure a lot, actually. And this is, again, I think this was their big timing in the game. They had to group up, they had to take this Roche and control the whole map. And they lost the entire chance now. They're going to have to wait about like 10 minutes just for Roche to have the ability to get in their hands. And they are now in the defensive. They can't just pick off the Morph for free like they have in the past. And it's going to slow down the tempo a lot.
They have hit some pretty big items, though. They have that Radiance finished up on the Brewmaster. There's a BKB done for the Kunkka as well. Somnus then going to comfortably head towards the water park there afterwards with the Aghanim Scepter, Torrent Storm. So they have some good solutions coming in the future. But yeah, this idea of just, oh, we're going to like break the map wide open, crush these tier 2s right now with this Aegis has been removed by BTBOOM. Now they're just going to have to try and lick their wounds a little bit here, and BTBOOM does indeed get back into this game as the BKB also nearly complete here for Nightfall.
Oh, a little short.
It's okay, he's getting them anyway.
As they're going to claim this Tormentor here for themselves in Azure. So we're talking about the need to kind of sit back and chill a bit, but do you think that for Azure there is any temptation to try and make some type of a pressure play for a few of these tier 2s, or do you just strictly stay on your side of the map and farm?
I definitely think, I don't know necessarily tier 2s, you don't need to force it that hard, but they can take the fight. I don't think the Aegis matters. The Brewmaster is really strong at the Radiance timing. Luna is really, really farmed, so they can take the 5v5s, and they just doesn't matter. It just, they can't do the extra step where you take everything from them. They're going to take, 80, 90%, maybe hopefully pick off some heroes and take some fights, but they have to do it, reserved.
A Sunstrike there, scouts out Chalice, and perhaps they have an idea. Is this flare going to hit them lurking? Oh, no, okay. Nah. Just pushing the wave out. But I mean, they have been waiting here a while.
Right. I think at this stage, if you're Azure, that they're waiting on a high ground, so they won't go for it. Now, there is instead a smoke play coming down bottom. Luna Illusions pushing that pressure. Now, TORONTOTOKYO is probably not the kill they're looking for here, but if they make it through that gate, you're going to feel really safe on the side of BTBOOM. Now, instead, they're just going to push out bottom. Maybe they are going to be going for it.
Better hope they don't come to... Bad news for Pure.
It's probably just going to be a chill tier 2 push. They're in this ball, so BTBOOM doesn't really have a reason to go and fight them. They can just take this as time to farm all their other items. They're behind in gold. Even with the Aegis advantage, they're down 7,000 gold. So everything is still for Azure. But again, BTBOOM can't hit their timings. They have so much damage in this mid to late game between the Morphling, the Voker, even the Legion duels, so that they just need to keep kind of farming their items and avoid this Aegis timing.
And we'll see how many more Midases we'll have to count. For now, it's just save, looking at it on the Muerta.
No, Azure has 1, right, on the Brew?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yep.
Currently a 1 Midas advantage for Azure.
Important thing to keep track of in these ones. Also, BKB timings. Going to be something else to watch for. They've already got it on that Morph, the Invoker, Legion Commander, everybody going for BKB, including TORONTOTOKYO. Interesting enough, he's almost got his done too.
It's really important versus Kunkka. Everyone goes Ags on Kunkka, and it's pretty much unfightable without a BKB on any hero. So Enchantress goes 1, you know that you have to buy 1.
Meanwhile, Somnus, just off the mark, the silence is there. That's enough to get save out of trouble.
Are there any interesting morph choices here for like enemy target? Yeah. I mean, there's kind of like some escapes of the Phoenix sometimes, Yeah, have to like bail out on one.
Probably if he buys the shard, he can turn into Luna, and then use your shard and go back to Morph.
Yeah, that's nice.
Probably the best one I can see. Morphling, yeah, you generally don't pick him for the ult anymore, especially after the Ags change. The new Ags could be cool. It could be cool versus Luna.
Oh, okay.
It's 100% damage taken and received illusion of the Luna that can cast spells.
That is, yeah, and all her basics. I mean, who cares about her ulti anyway? Plus, you would get the shard, right?
You would get her shard, you get all her items, so pretty much the more farm the Luna is, the more farmed your illusion is.
Cool.
So it could be something we see.
Yeah.
Also, it's really cool for split pushing because you can change places with it.
It's
like the good old days. Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
the good old days. Yeah,
good old
okay.
rat
I don't know if we
days.
call that Morphling the good old days.
That one was a travesty, honestely. No, I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think they're ever going to be getting the freaking Morphling Aghanims.
I
That's what it does.
Yeah. I've heard many like coaches and like players be like, I don't know what it does. You know, it's like Muerta's eggs. They're just like, I'm not. What? Can you use that spell there? I'm not sure.
Well, this is the big spell to get if they can bring him down in time, and in fact they will. Chalice just gets blown up. That is the dual kill. Well, he actually X'd himself, unfortunately. Maybe he's going for pure there. Bit of a misclick, and now Tianming, he's in no man's land, has a hook shot over to FY to get some separation.
I mean, they're going to keep chasing, surely.
Nightfall is there, has the Alacrity ready to go. Tianming in trouble. Good cogs push back onto 2, trying to get everybody out. The dead shot, the torrent not going to connect. TORONTOTOKYO, he's too far forward.
Wow, look at the standing tall of Azure. They're saying, go ahead, keep chasing us.
Wow, this could be good if they can burn through the mana. In fact, they will right away, but the Sunray is out, trying to heal him up. Is it going to be enough to keep him alive? Trying to survive, but it's not going to happen. They take down the Luna. Somnus tries to TP out, will manage to do just that.
Wait, keep him alive.
But
Hold on.
they're there. They find another kill.
It was 5 seconds, guys. Come on.
The duel, he wanted
Pure
that.
needs to get a few back here, okay? He's giving one up.
So Nightfall he morphed into Kunkka, so that's where the X was.
Oh, okay, there it is.
So there's the one hero he could turn into, you know, X and Torrent's pretty good spells.
Yep.
To steal for free. And I think that all kind of boils down to the Brewmaster getting caught for the fight.
Yeah.
He matters so much for their team fight, and they also waste the boat trying to save him. So they don't have the boat for the fight, they don't have the brew for the fight, and it's kind of a 4v5 without a Kunkka ultimate.
Yeah, it's the ultimate dream, right? If you could pick any hero to blow up first, it's definitely going to be that Brewmaster. And now knowing that, actually assembles right away the Aeondis. Doesn't even try and go for the assemble play, you know, potential.
Do any of the stances really help out that much in this instance at all?
The Void one?
The Void.
Okay.
Gives you status resistance, especially if you have the Brew talents and you have the W up, I think it's 80%.
And that would be huge.
If he gets that off before he gets gone on it, it helps him out a lot.
Over instead. For anybody that hasn't played Brewmaster in a while, just don't. It's ridiculous.
Dude, he's fun.
He's crazy. He's really hard to play right now, but he's also awesome.
Really cool.
Get away with it.
Just have to read a little textbook of
Exactly.
the E ability.
Yeah, study up. He is one of the cooler heroes now with all of those changes. It's like a fighting game with all the stances you can switch into.
Somnus picks up his shard, so it's his peak for spellcasting on the Kunkka. He has the Ag shard, he has the BKB, so constant spells are going to come out from him. And again, I think Azure just needs to make sure Brew lives at the start of the fight. Anyone else can get dueled. The Luna will survive. Kunkka will probably survive, but the Brew, even if he doesn't survive and he doesn't get his split out because his mana gets burned or whatever happens, it's bad for them.
Yep.
So just make sure he lives, make sure he doesn't get gone on first, and just take the fight from there.
Of course, it's going to be a little bit tough for the Brewmasters these days. You don't tend to have the Blink Dagger, so you're not really like lurking. You're just kind of there.
You got to be in the front now.
Yeah.
Right.
Be a bit tougher to handle. And maybe that'll dissuade them from doing anything too crazy until they actually go back for that Aegis, because the early spawn time is coming up rather soon. Only another 30 seconds away.
See what that timing actually ends up being. It's going to determine a lot of where this goes.
I'm channeled in this time.
Okay.
I think TI main stage, I get it right.
Tell me, what's the timing on the Aegis spawn?
53 seconds.
53.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I'm very confident.
Believe.
2 minutes and 17 seconds.
You want the long one.
Yep.
Already we've had 2 games there, 2 series that have gone to 3 games. Long Roches, and oh, you were close.
That's 5 off. Someday I'll get it.
That's a win.
Right? It's a 1/180 chance.
So one thing I really like how BTBOOM is playing is pretty much anytime they get a small advantage in the fight or the map, they constantly keep looking for more. You saw after that fight, they get the Brew, they kept chasing. Even after the fight, they chase to top, they go on the Phoenix top, and it's like they're constantly trying to make more than what they get. They're not really sitting back and being like, okay, we got a small win, let's accept it and move forward. They're constantly going for more and more and more, and I think that's the way that you win these games, that it's a little hard to play.
Like Azure at the same time, though, they've also done a great job in terms of just like staying focused. Like, I mean, maybe it didn't work out that well for them, but the idea of actually staying clumped, not just giving up, was kind of crazy.
It's going to be a scary spot right here. They walked underneath a ward for Azure. So Azure aware of where they're at. Roche is going to respawn on this one too.
Arcane Rune Kunkka.
Gotta be careful. They see Pure right away. Wants to chase. Pops the BKB. That's a good one to get out. He actually has the X too, but will wear off. Now that is
Aeon early.
Brew Split needing to get
Oh,
used very early.
Okay, now do you just like rush the Roche?
Thinking about it. Maybe they find, wait a minute, he just walked up to him. TORONTOTOKYO didn't see Tianming and gets caught. And now can they find more? Looking for the lift up Pure. He's caught.
No
the
BKB.
chase down. This is what they wanted. Azure on the hunt, but he gets the blink away. Quick fingers on Pure and BTBOOM. They outlast that Brew Split. There's still a couple heroes in that area. As Nightfall is chased, they don't manage to quite catch with the Wind Panda. But Roche is up.
It is up indeed, and GBK also feeling forced to just TP a little bit further back. Don't want to get caught by anybody here. Save also nearby, just farming up the Ancients.
So if they're going to fight Roche, this is the best case scenario. There's no Bruce Split.
Oh, he thought it was real. Might have. They realize now that they're into the pit, and that one's for free. They can't get here in time. Waveform wants to make something happen, but BTBOOM, they're coming in just a little bit too late, and they're going to have to dodge for a while.
All right, Aegis and Cheese, 30 minutes, Luna lineup. Things back on track right now for Azure.
This is where the high ground push, if you're willing to go to the high ground.
Are they willing? Do you think? Would you be willing in this game? I'm kind of scared, I feel like. Elimination.
Yeah, I think you want to. Even though you have to be scared, you have to at some point be like, we have to take the win. You can't be scared to take the win. So there's not really much jump from BTBOOM, or there's no Tusk kicks, there's no Magnus, no Pudge, nothing crazy like that. So I think it's pretty simple execution for them. They can even X the Luna, keep going back and forth.
The Kunkka copy seems very scary, though, I guess, right? That'd be the big
Yeah,
one. Like, with
that'd be
the
the big one.
X's, with the shard.
Oh, yeah. Well, I guess this is the other question, is that if Azure do decide to go high ground for BTBOOM, how do you try and contest that for themselves? Do they step up and fight? Do they let a lane of racks go? Like, what's sort of the call for their fighting strength right now?
Never let the lanes get there.
Yeah, it's probably going to be pushing out the lanes with the Legion lurking, trying to get a pick on the lanes to delay the Aegis timing. And then if they end up getting there, it's on the Invoker to just delay with Tornado, EMP, Deafening Blast, and at some point hope you duel the guy and burst the guy. And outside of that, there's not much, not much more you can ask for.
If you're going to force that high ground, it's probably going to be Clockwork.
Yep.
You get this crazy flare in the back line, which is a lot easier with Aghanims, as he's about to complete that on Tianming. You try and get this vision, and you get that one hook shot that just enables everyone to actually come higher. Because that's the scariest part. It's getting over the wall, right? Up that staircase, you just have to have like something confident, something that's at least secured by your allies, where you feel like you can actually step up and have a good opportunity in a team fight. And that's going to be Clockwork in this game. As they back up their Luna here, taking down one of the last two Tier 2 standing. Near that Radiant side Tormentor, it could pretty easily go for it again. And, Tianming, he's missing a shard. Help a guy out here, but time is of the essence, I suppose.
They have 3 minutes on the Aegis. They got their Butterfly, and, what else do you need? Go? It's just go time.
Man.
Apparently not a jetpack. So.
The X play. Yeah, why not? Tornado lift up. Not going to pull him in time. That was also the Hex reveal. Had more than enough space. You make that X play with Pure, you still could be in some issue. I mean, I guess that you're still gonna, you'll actually probably pull Pure closer than you would the Luna.
Yeah, it might
range.
be scary for the Pure getting far in.
Yeah.
But it's good for them. For the side of Azure, they force everyone back to TP and just show in their own base. So now Azure can kind of either choose to sit here and then go again, knowing that there's no TPs, or they can just kind of fan out and farm the whole map.
Farm going on. Grab the outpost as well in case maybe for some buyback plays if you get the high mobility.
GK did not TP, so he'll be ready for the next one if they need to. Currently, though, Tianming with that Aghanim Scepter is going to enable the map hacks that are the Rocket Flare spam.
As well as the creep push.
Oh, yeah.
Clockwork Eggs is, I think it's slightly undervalued. I think this is such a strong tool just for everything. You can push lanes out across the map anywhere. You slow heroes during the team fights, which that changes is crazy. It's so strong to just have a slow.
Yeah.
You can even just like Cogs become a right-click carry at some point in the game with a heart.
Oh.
Or you get those.
Oh, God.
All right. Well, they are scanning. They realize that GBK is stealing their Wisdom Rune, but they're just going to have to deal with that. So they're going to go grab the one from BTBOOM.
BTBOOM was so scared after the Tormentor.
Oh,
They
yeah.
didn't want to stay there for an extra 10 seconds just to get an experience rune.
Good reason. That could have been a quickly dead hero. But Lul walks up to high ground. Chalice pops ult, and there it is. Just like that. They're going to be able to force out the glyph, and I think with his Brewlings, Could be enough damage. They are burning through them pretty quickly, but a couple more hits. Beating into it. Backdoor protection is up. They don't quite manage to take it down.
So low.
It's actually going to survive through it. Sunstrike not going to connect. They are going to have to back away. Now, that was the Aeon disc that they managed to proc onto FY.
I mean, it's just good poking. They have so much time on the Aegis. The Bruce split, I wouldn't say they needed to fight. I think if BTBOOM walk into them right now, they would still take the fight with or without it. So it's kind of just free damage, and it's you have to keep forcing them back. You can't let them play this whole map game and delay the game. So you have to just keep making pressure, but do it in a way that's safe, which I think they're doing a really good job of not dying on any heroes.
Yeah, I mean, they get the Glyph forced out as well, and now they're going to power up their push here by getting the Assault Crest finished on Chalice. So from having a pretty tough start to this game, he's now sort of blossoming into big Brewmaster that you want. He wasn't able to go that Manta build, but not really necessary this game. Playing with his team, he doesn't have to do a lot of the split push himself. He wants to ensure he gets off his ulti, and they take down these big objectives.
So what is the window that we're waiting for BTBOOM? Because obviously their plan is to delay. Is there a particular item timing that they're looking for? Is it just getting all of their heroes very farmed? What's really their game plan on BTBOOM?
Big Muerta.
I think honestly they kind of have the timing. The morphing is really fun, even based on the situation. There's a hex on the invoker, so the ability to burst these heroes really fast. It's a lot about the angle of how they take the fight, whether they get a duel off and they actually burst the dual target, maybe they get a hex on the Phoenix and sneak on the Phoenix. So it's just a lot about finding the fight, which is really hard when Azure is sort of late show. Yeah, Clockwork Luna showing up the lanes, Vision from the Clockwork, Aeon Brew, and so
what you're telling me is the game is just getting started.
the game is just getting started.
I mean, Pure is going to go for the Nullifier too.
Yep, I really like this Nullifier.
Yeah.
Actually, duel the Brew, can kill him. The Aeon proc won't like status resistance the duel.
Nightfall, go. It's not getting their tier 4.
Oh no. Well,
Someone
they'll have
noticed.
plenty of time to find it, surely. Oh, there he goes. Yeah.
Yay, saved.
Picking up garbage.
And you know it was one of the supports too.
Oh, totally.
Yeah, you're definitely missing out.
Support's fault.
Yeah.
Chalice in the mid. See if they can maybe burst the Aeon disc, force that out from him, and indeed
Nice.
they will.
I mean, that hurts, right? I mean, nowadays, like, that is the forced cooldown that increases every time, so just getting it passively like that feels great. Is that a DD Luna?
That is a DD Luna.
Oh, that's kind of scary. Vindicator's Axe.
I mean, again, it doesn't feel great wanting to try and make some type of a play if you don't find a pickoff, but to find a pickoff, that's a whole different story. In towards mid, Azure are going to head out. Deal with the Morphling illusions. BTBOOM, they're fairly spread out right now, and right away, anticipated the movement, but didn't quite find him there. Nightfall
He's the
in
Morphling.
no man's land. The Morphling's
So
gonna walk
fast.
forward. The stun, it's done. He's gone. Oh, that can't happen, and he is dead for 70 seconds without a buyback.
And immediately the Pandas.
Oh no,
looking for
oh
another.
no, oh no, Azure! They get gifted a freebie. The decision to walk back in, that is going to haunt Nightfall. Will it be for just a couple of seconds or years? We'll see in just a minute if AR walk up high ground.
Toronto pops BKB, almost dies just to the glaze, bouncing around. And this is a
forward,
Luna.
the fear. It's all falling. They've got 40 seconds of freedom. Save is caught there. Do they keep going for more? That's going to be a second set of racks. All it takes is one pickoff, and it is so much damage done. Azure, they move from tower to tower, building to building, and BTBOOM. I mean, all they can do is watch. You can't initiate here. You don't have your Morphling.
Keep it going.
20 seconds, they try and look. Save is out there. Starts to hit onto Somnus. The X mark, the play, the ghost ship. He gets a little bit of separation. There's going to pull him in closer. Save is gone too. He doesn't have buyback either.
Creeps are still in the mid lane as well.
Oh.
They had enough on Azure though. It looks like they have.
Wow. They hold. I mean, it could have been worse, but a huge opening for
I mean,
Azure.
they're going to bring her back, you know.
Roshan had an instant spawn as well, so they might just walk into the Roche pit, and it's third Roche, so there's going to be an Axe.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, there is no vision, at least, to see like the walking Roche. The Sunstrike comes down, but
Actually
it's
off
going
the
to
mark.
fade in time.
Oh, he Sunstruck right before Roche walked in.
Yeah, Roche was making the trek across the map here. And there's the flare.
They know.
Clockwork, letting them know.
They know. Azure. I mean, that is such a huge, unbelievably monumentous moment in this game. That's going to be revealed now, and they're not going to get here in time. Third Roche to Azure. All it takes is one mistake.
Coming out here now feels like going just through the motions right now at this point. For BTBOOM, like, do you really want to make your way over here?
Walk out there, farm a few camps.
Yeah.
Just walk backwards, and it's all going to be this high ground hold. It's how do you take this fight, and who do you focus, how do you cast your spells? And they're going to choose to fight outside the base. I think this is a good idea because once the Luna gets on the high ground, I think it's impossible.
I mean, you can see it just bouncing around the buildings, how much it's just shredding through them. They can't actually fight inside their own base because of it. This is going to limit their buyback possibilities, though, obviously. You know, your buyback not quite as valuable if the fight takes place outside of your high ground.
Also, only the Invoker and the Legion who have buys, and you don't really want the Invoker to be the one having to buy back.
Yeah.
And the Legion, once she duels, as we talked about earlier, she's not one of these heroes that has a massive amount of HP and constantly doing damage just being alive. She's kind of a one and done. You duel, that's it. You just exist to just say hello to everyone and purge some stuns off.
And look at how they're positioning too. They're just so clumped together on Azure. 5 heroes smoked on each side.
So to our BTBOOM.
Don't.
Yeah, they have to back away. I mean, they stuck there as long as they could, but they TP out. Need to get away with everybody, and the problem is, Luna, it's come high ground. BTBOOM, they've had so many moments here. So much of the year spent trying to get it all to this point, and potentially it's all going to be for naught if they can manage to claim this high ground. Disarmed for now. Lul steps forward. Building being hit. They tidal wave in, save, try to control. Chalice does have refreshers, so they'll have another salvo of this if they want. X mark. Control, Torrent, got him, caught, saved, dead again. That's a buyback. Lul hitting, they don't have answers. Azure, there's the hook shot. They find the high ground, but look at the turn from Nightfall. Pops the key, staying alive. The duel jumps forward, they didn't get anything off. BTBOOM trying to hold for all their worth, but do they have enough damage? Do they have enough to take him down? Nightfall, he's out of the base yet again, he's gonna die! 80 seconds gone! Azure, they lasted long enough, and one death was all it took. Lul feeling himself there on the finish.
You go back to how this game started. It was not looking good for Azure. They had to wait for the timing. Chalice, a tough start on that Brewmaster, but he held out. And Somnus, the plays on that Kunkka to get around the map.